Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Kevon's Life. I'm Kevon, and today I decided that this video is going to be a crochet week in my life because big news, big news. I'm going to do my second market this weekend. It was very last minute. I was like, why not? You have nothing to lose. I have a few things that could be sold. Just go see. So that's what I'm going to do. But naturally, I just have to make things, and I have to perform under pressure a little bit, even though there really isn't any pressure. What I'm planning to sell for this market: I have some bucket hats left over. I'm gonna bring everything that didn't sell from the first market, like those pencil keychains, any of the apples I have. I don't think I have any hair bows left over, so those are probably out. My handbags I will bring to sell. And in addition to those things, I think I'm gonna make like some scrunchies, which I've never made before. I'm just gonna test out a few things I can make very quickly that I think would sell. So I actually posted a video on the Clock app asking very quickly what people thought would sell, what hopefully like some crochet people will respond back, and I got some really good responses. So people were like bookmarks, headbands, coasters, scrunchies, of course, granny square pouches, which I already have the granny squares made. I wanted to make some little like coin purses, for lack of a better term, for my last market. I just never got around to it because I wanted to sew in linings and sew in zippers, and I also don't think I'm going to get that done this week either. So it is what it is, but I do think when I have some free time, I need to work on those pouches, at least like practice on the sewing machine, have them made for the next time. No pouches for this market, but nice to have and nice to know that people are potentially interested in those things, because I feel like it gets really difficult when you don't make amigurumi. It's like, okay, what are people gonna buy that doesn't cost a ton of money? So I feel like my handbags are my highest price point at about $60, and so I want to have some stuff that's lower and feels like people feel comfortable purchasing, right? Oh, and I'm also gonna bring my little like house, I keep calling them like the house bowl, purse bowls that I like to make. I like those. I personally appreciate a good functional item. And then I'm like trying not to freak out about the prep, the other part of the prep process, which isn't like the crocheting. It's more like the, okay, making sure my payment is set up, making sure I have a little bit of cash to give back to people. Do I want to play around with the Cricut some more and make more like cards, or if I make the scrunchies, I want to do like a cute little scrunchie holder thing with 11 Knot Studio on it. I don't know any of these things. So we're gonna get that done this week, and then I'm gonna try to document the market on Saturday. Welcome to a crochet week in my life. We have a week to get ready for this market, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna crochet, we're gonna do all the things. We're not gonna freak out because we have severe eczema and we don't want any flare-ups. So yeah, we're gonna take it easy. No pressure, no pressure, like no pressure. I wasn't doing anything on Saturday anyways, so let's make a little money. In other news, it's not super crafty, but I wanted to show you guys my pumpkin bouquet that I made. I think this is like so cute. What a good pick-me-up for the week. What a way to romanticize the fall season. So grab a pumpkin, carve it out, grab some flowers, put the flowers in the pumpkin just like a flower arrangement. So you still do need to add the water and stuff. But yeah, I'm very happy. This has been such a beauty to have in the house, and it also keeps the table really clean. So yeah, a double win. So yeah, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so excited to have you. If you're not new here, I'm so excited to have you back. It means a lot. If you crochet, I hope this is like a little bit of motivation to grab a project. Or if you've been thinking about a market, now is a really good time to do a market because there's a holiday season is coming up. So I hope you go for it. This is only my second market, so I don't have a lot of experience, but we're doing it. Welcome to this video. Welcome to a crochet week in my life / market prep, whatever you want to call it, whatever I decide to call it. Know that we're crocheting, okay? So yeah, this is a crochet week in my life. That's what I'm leaning towards right now because I'm actually about to head out the door. I have to go to my knitting class. So let me show y'all what I'm making. So I'm about to go to my knitting class. I signed up for a beginner's sock knitting class at a local yarn shop in my city, and this is what I have for my sock. So we're using DPNs and we're knitting it around with the DPNs, which is really cool. I decided to sign up for this class because I took a beginner's knitting class like a month ago, month and a half ago, and hadn't picked up the knitting needle since. So I was like, I should probably go learn how to do a hard thing with people again. So the class itself is a 3-week class, and we meet once a week. And last week was our first class, and so we learned how to knit this part, which I don't remember what it's called, but now we're working on this part, which is called the cuff. And tonight we should learn how to do the heel, I think. Yeah, I'll keep you updated on there. We're gonna go to the class together now that I have my new camera, so you guys should be able to come with me pretty easily. Here's my sock, the start of my sock. And the yarn, I bought the yarn from the shop because I was very unprepared. I found out about the class the night before, signed up for it, went to the class the next day, and so I didn't have any materials. So I ended up buying this yarn from the yarn shop, and it's very special because the yarn is called Scorpio. It's a part of their, I don't know what the brand is. I don't know what the brand of yarn is, but it's a Malabrigo, blah, 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 and whatever. And so a part of the Zodiac collection, and it's perfect. I mean, it's blue. It gives Scorpio dark, mysterious, but also blue because we're water signs. Like, I think it makes sense. So yeah, those are my socks. Well, this is my one sock. It's giving like we're gonna make the full sock together, and then I have to do the second sock all by myself. So hopefully I can do it. This pattern can be found on Ravelry. It's called the Rise sock pattern. You can make it with worsted weight, or you can make it with a DK fingering weight. I don't know if those are two different things, but whatever. The skinny yarn, you can make it with that. I chose worsted because it's a sock, and I like a good thick sock, number one. And then number two, I didn't want to be frustrated because it's taking me forever, because this part, the cuff, took me long enough, and I decided to make a shorter sock. Like, I'm not even making the regular length of a sock. Like a crew sock, I'm not making one. I'm making a short sock, and it still took me forever. So yeah, that's all. That's it. I digress. Bye. Hello. Let me tell you guys about my book of the week, well, let me tell y'all what I'm reading. I'm listening to Don't Cry For Me by Professor Daniel Black. He might be a doctor. Dr. Daniel Black, I don't know. His speech at CAU's commencement a few years ago went viral, as it should have. And wow, I was familiar with him, knew about his books, hadn't read any yet, listened to his speech and said, oh, I need to get on my Zoom. And so that was honestly probably like a few years ago. I listened to the speech right when it came out. And yeah, I finally have listened to a few books, and so yeah, this is one of them, and it's turning out to be really good as expected. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys what I have so far. This bucket hat cannot be sold, it's mine, but I want to take pictures with all the other checkered bucket hats, because look at this. What do you mean? What Look at the checkered. I love that. They eat so bad. And then these are some hats that I had already, which is exciting. I hope they sell. I love this one. I love this one so much. I think a cool person should buy this. I made some more Greek letter bucket hats. These are really nice. I like how they ruffled up, so I think I'm going to keep this style for on my future bucket hats because I really like that. It gives girly. And then like if I ever make any fraternity bucket hats, I won't do the wave like that, I don't think. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hats. Oh, I just love a round number, so I'm probably gonna try to bust out one more so that I have 10 hats to sell. I've been making scrunchies. The scrunchies are so cute. I ended up finding 10 scrunchies, so I'm gonna make 10 scrunchies. So I made 6 yesterday. I need to bust out the other 4 today. Today is Thursday. And I told myself that I don't need to make anything else after today. Like tomorrow should be dedicated to organizing myself, putting my stuff together, making up my signage, all the small things, weaving in these loose ends. I don't need to be crocheting nothing for this market tomorrow because it is what it is. So it sounds like I have a busy day ahead of me. I need to make 4 scrunchies and then try to make a bucket hat. I really did want to make a Shrek bucket hat. I still might because it's cute. If worst comes to worst, I'll wear it myself. So I'm about to make another scrunchie. I'm gonna use this yarn. I just love this colorway. I use this yarn for my skirt in the summer, if you haven't watched that video. But yeah, I'm gonna use it again. This yarn is pretty thin, so I think I honestly might No, I'm not gonna double it up or anything, but I probably have to put like a good amount of ruffles on the scrunchie itself. So that's my small progress update. Let's start on the scrunchie and then keep going. I came on here because I'm about to play around on the Cricut, on my Cricut, see if I can print out the scrunchy things and then print out more price tags because I really like those. It just gives professional. Yeah, I'm gonna make those. I'm gonna set y'all up somewhere. I'm really sad because I took y'all off the tripod, took the SD card out the DJI, and I don't feel like putting nothing back in. So I'm gonna set y'all up and see what we can get done. Okay, ignore the chicken cooking. Let's see if this is gonna work how I want it to. So, you know, you should ignore the ends also. Should fold in and should go like that. It's very simple, but I don't have a logo, so this will do. I think it looks cute. It's actually a decent size. I like it a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna make the tags, and that should be all I need my Cricut for. So.
That's the whole. Instead of a recipe, the judges would like you pantry. Okay, you have 5 minutes. They're going to leave
the curd with a little bit of time to add enough Lego. I took passion fruit, lemon, lime,
They should do.
I think where they could go wrong is making it very thick and too robust. Make it too thin and it can...
So I'm about to run out of yarn for my Shrek hat. I wanted it to have like a ruffle brim, but I don't have enough yarn. So I'm gonna use the rest of this yarn to make the ears, and then that'll be the hat. It's still cute. Ooh, actually it's really cute. I like the color. But yeah, I'm actually gonna use a tutorial. I think her name is Sky. Her like real name is Sky. I'll put her at name for YouTube down here on the screen. But I have followed a few of her tutorials before, and I saw that she did like some over ears, so I'm just gonna follow hers.
Now we have 10. We're gonna slip stitch into our first chain. You shouldn't be doing it where the back loops are, you know, present. So basically.
Okay, here's my sign for my pumpkin, and I just realized that I hadn't done pricing for these scrunchies. I'm gonna charge $7. We'll see how they sell. $7 for one, and then do like a 2 for, I don't know, 2 for 10. Let me know how much you charge for scrunchies. This is just one round of triple crochets and then a single crochet border, so it's not a very like thick scrunchie by any means. It doesn't have like 4 or 5 rows. It really just has 3 rows if you count the single crochet layer around the scrunchie, then the triple crochet, and then the other single crochet. I just touched up my signage for my YouTube channel because I really want people to go to my YouTube channel. And then that's mostly it. I'm just about ready. Oh, that is still wet. Okay, well, good to know that's still wet, so I didn't put it in there with anything. I'm gonna make a quick sign for my scrunchies, and then that should be it. I'm gonna put stuff in the tote. I did not do a practice setup or anything because I don't have a table in here, so I'll just figure that out tomorrow. No big deal. Don't overthink it. Period. Finished up the market. I did the market on Saturday. Lo and behold, I left the SD card at home out of the camera. I did take some B-roll shots of my table setup and you guys will see that. But if you are out here vlogging just like me, out here trying to post YouTube videos, you probably completely understand my experience of something going wrong as far as like trying to film. You left the SD card, all the batteries are dead, you don't have a tripod, like you filmed the whole video in slow-mo, like all the things that could go wrong when you're trying to film a video go wrong. So yeah, that's exactly what happened on Saturday. I didn't want to wrap up the market with y'all, run it down for y'all, and give you a little bit of a recap. So the general consensus for the market is that I did not sell much. Let me see what I sold exactly. Okay, so I did not sell much. I actually was able to keep up with everything that I was selling. So I made a note in my phone. So I sold 6 items and I got 1 donation, which was pretty cool. So like a very nice little love offering. Okay, so with the donation, I made $176, which is wonderful because I did not pay a booth fee or like a vendor fee at all to set up at this market, which is really, really nice. So that was a blessing in itself. I got to keep all $176. I borrowed a table and a canopy from my family again, and so didn't have to pay for any of that. So I will say, like, I'm very grateful that I didn't have to come out of pocket for any of the like setup expenses or things like that. So that $176 is back into the business, which is really cool. Specifically, what I made from the $176, I sold 2 Apple plushies, which I made for my last market. So that's nice that those got to go out the door. My UK baseball cap sold, which I'm very excited about because that was a very expensive item. It was like a UK patch, and then of course the crochet ball cap, and then I sold the other crochet ball cap too. So I sold both of the baseball caps. I sold 1 D9 bucket hat, and then I sold a cat ear beanie. $176 from 6 items plus a donation. I'm very thankful. Since this was my second market, I was really kind of just testing out, like essentially running another experiment for myself. I did not do much advertising. I didn't do any really. I posted about the market on my TikTok like a few days before just to ask if people had ideas about what I could make very quickly for the market. But even then I didn't say like where I was going, where I was going to be kind of thing. In the day of the market, I posted on my business Instagram. I didn't even post on my personal Instagram, and my business Instagram has like 30 followers, so not a whole lot of people really saw. But I was really curious to see just what kind of like natural traffic would be at the event and at the market, and just kind of see, because I feel like my first market, I advertised it a lot, did a lot of like sharing way ahead of time, and a lot of people that came were coming to support me personally and just kind of like support. So I just wanted to see what would happen if I didn't say much about it and just like who was there naturally and what people were interested in. So that, I would say, is like just a data point for me to keep in mind. Yeah, and so I did that. And then back to my TikTok video. I posted a TikTok video earlier in the week asking what I could make very quickly that would sell, because I had a few things. I had some leftover. I have a ton of bucket hats because I just like to make bucket hats. So I'm always like making a bucket hat when I'm kind of like bored with the projects that I'm working on currently. So I tend to have a pretty good back stock of bucket hats to sell. And then I had some items from the first market, like those Apple plushies and pencil keychains, and I also had my handbags too. So I had a pretty good amount of items to sell, but me and my brain and the way I function, I was just like, I need to make more. I don't have enough. And so I put this pressure on myself to make things throughout the week. I ended up making some pumpkins. You saw everything that I made. I made the pumpkins, I made the scrunchies, and the irony is that none of those sold. I did sell one of the bucket hats that I made this week, but I still had 2 that didn't sell. So it's kind of like, all right, note to self, you don't have to like put so much pressure on yourself to make additional things. It's not a big deal, you know, kind of thing. So I feel like I realized that, but will I actually not do it the next time market comes around? I don't know. I think I do just kind of like a little bit, like the pressure a little bit. I did realize like, oh girl, the time you spent making those 10 scrunchies, you probably could have been like, I don't know, I would have been watching TV or something else. But you get what I'm going with this? I didn't need to make those 10 scrunchies. I didn't need to make those pumpkins kind of thing. So yeah, I would say that's a lesson learned. we'll see. We'll see if I exit the loop for the next market. I really don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. So I think I definitely was prepared for and ready for, like, you know, not a super sellout market. I don't think that's what I was expecting. I think I had pretty low expectations, but like really high hopes, if that makes sense. Like I was like delusional hopes. Like, wow, it'd be so cool if I sold out, but I just don't know. So I think the biggest lesson for this second market and like the timeline that it was on is that I don't need to drop everything to produce or overproduce, because the moment I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it, right? So, you know, I just want to make sure that this is fun, number one, and sustainable. And so I think I'm just going to keep going the way I have been. Like, I'll make a bucket hat here and there, add it to the back stock. If people want it, they can buy it. If not, it's ready for whenever I have a future market or something like that. So that is my market recap. If you've done markets or creative pop-ups, I would love to hear what you learned from your earliest markets that really changed how you approach the next ones. How did you prep for it? What makes selling a little bit easier? Are there any routines or things that you stick by so that you don't like crash out in the preparation process of the market? I would love to know all of those things down in the comments. Possibly some other people will want to know those things too. That is my market recap. If you're new here and you haven't seen my very first market prep and market vlogs, go back to my channel and check those out. Leave me love down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about markets down in the comments. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And I will catch y'all in my next video.